Hello, welcome back to COCBLOK, the Coalition of Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky. I am Jeff.
And I am Matt.
I thought I'd get you. I am actually not Jeff, but that is Jeff. And we have some friends of ours in studio today. Todd and Michelle, how are you guys doing?
Hi.
Doing good.
Yeah. Yay.
And it's a special day.
Why is that?
It is Todd's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
He's 29 years old.
Yeah, this is his birthday gift. We brought him on the air, and then we didn't tell him what we were going to talk about, so we're just going to let you take the show. So go right ahead.
Yeah, just show now.
Oh. Let's experience the wonders of dead air.
So we do have a lot of stuff to talk about today. Something that I've kind of been picking up on, I want to address, or discuss anyway, is this whole secondary market-based price creep, as opposed to regular price creep, because everything has been having regular price creep.
Yeah, everything's
we talked about
out of control. Rarities.
The rares, the rare whales.
The rares.
And there was a release over at Braxton recently that I know a lot of people went to that sound like a good time, and maybe had some expensive bottles there too. And
I heard you were there.
I was not there.
Without your clothes on.
Yeah, everywhere I go is just naked all the time.
Naked
all
stuff.
the time. Yeah.
Take it easy, okay?
Yeah.
We've seen you naked many times.
Yeah, but you keep asking, so I have to keep...
That's true, I do keep asking. I never grow tired of it.
Yeah, so anyways, though, what have you been drinking, man? What kind of beers you had?
Yesterday I had 0 beers.
Yeah?
I was on my beer fast.
What kind of fast?
So I don't know if you know what religion I am. You sometimes think I'm a Jehovah's Witness because I used to be, but I'm really a rectitarian.
A rectitarian?
Yes.
That sounds like a personal problem. You need to go get that checked out.
We don't believe in wiping, yeah. Basically. And so I didn't have any beers yesterday. It was totally clean. Clean my whistle.
Is that what you're calling it now? Your whistle?
Exactly.
I guess you don't have to use the dump button on that.
Yesterday I had 0 beers. Every month we on a Sunday rectitarians do not drink beer.
Okay. Just once a month?
If we remember, once a month we don't drink any beer.
So is it just
we
beer,
believe
or is it
heaven,
alcohol?
You know, if you know about, we don't have any alcohol at all either. If you know the rectitarian religion, so we also believe that heaven is a place of bidets. With all the air conditioned bidets and all the Sports Illustrateds you can read. And
was this religion developed in the past 8 years?
I invented this religion, I think 15 years ago or so.
Okay.
The guy from the Life commercial, Mikey, he used to be in it. Bob Hope was in it.
How do you pronounce it again?
Rectitarian.
Okay. I thought you said erectitarian. That's
a different religion. That is not my... there is an erectitarian.
That's a spin-off. That's a spin-off. Spin-off religion. Okay.
Someone else in town we know might have founded that one.
So because...
but nothing yesterday.
So no beer because you're rectal.
Because I'm a rectitarian.
Rectalitarian.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have had some interesting beers other than that recently.
What have you had?
I thought a lot of people weren't interested. I posted this on a Facebook page I belong to. I thought a lot of people were not interested in the little influx of Mikkeller San Diego beers that have hit town on draft at a couple places in town. If you know, Mikkeller bought the old AleSmith brewery in San Diego. Okay. And now he's brewing out there. There were some IPAs and Pilsners and hoppy
So are these collabs, or are they just out of the new location?
He's got a brewery now in San Diego, and so we're starting to see a little bit of that stuff come into town. I thought those were pretty decent.
Now, do you think he did that just because Evil Twin is brewing out of the East Coast? Do you think he did
Evil Twin is going to build a brewery next year? Yeah. But he doesn't have one yet.
But he's brewing out of Westbrook right now.
Right.
And that's East Coast. You think that Mikkeller came in and did one West Coast just to be the anti-brother?
So it's like, West Coast, East Coast style?
Yeah. Because we're brothers and we hate each other, but we're still brothers. And that kind of thing.
Two-pack.
Two packs? That's his name?
2 packs a day.
We don't listen to a lot of hip-hops around here. Jeff does. Jeff
the hip-hops.
Yeah, the hip-hops.
The hip-hops.
So what else you had?
But I thought there's some pretty good, inexpensive Ballast Point beers making their way through town, too, in the 22-ounce format.
Oh, like the Victory at Seas?
Coconut.
The coconut, yeah. What'd you think of those?
I thought the coconut I know some people didn't like it, but I like the coconut, and I like the Mocha Marlin. Did you guys have those, too?
No.
I haven't had that one yet.
I haven't had them
I saw that on the shelves recently.
The Mocha Marlin was like $5. I can't say the price.
You can't say it. Yeah, womp,
it was
womp.
a very low single-digit price for a 22-ounce bottle.
If anybody can figure out what number he was going for there, I'm pretty sure.
I can say it in another language.
What? Is it rectitarian?
Rectitarian language.
I had those Victory at Seas in Chicago at Fobab, and they were all kind of thin.
Yeah, I mean, they're inexpensive.
I mean, I think I like the base better. I did anyway. But you like those, and they're all again.
decent.
That's Ballast Point. A lot of the stuff is.
Not every beer you like has to like blow your mind. You can say, well, it was decent. That was nice for that price for sure. It was decent.
Yeah, I've still been kind of, and I think Todd can agree. I've kind of been nursing on the ethereal beers that they've been.
Oh
putting out.
man, you guys, Todd did some damage over there.
I think Todd.
He's financed the new fermenter.
I know. Didn't you like literally go down there every day for like a week?
I went there every day from when they put it on until it blew. And I had at least one go.
You're talking about
the Captain?
Captain
Yeah, the
Pancakes.
Captain Pancakes.
Yeah, I went back down there 3 days ago, and it was definitely gone. But so I switched back to the coffee. Baba
Coffee.
Yaga.
How much coffee did they make? Jeez, that's
They
so
make
long.
quite a
barrel.
bit.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
but
so long.
even that beer is just absolutely
Brandon
amazing.
said he put 4 pounds of espresso in a barrel.
Damn.
Yeah, that stuff. I'm going to try to go back there again a couple times this weekend.
If I can get back there, yeah, I think maybe tomorrow or something I'll try.
Yeah, I went over to Shenanigans and found a 6-pack of that barrel aged Neapolitan from Saugatuck.
You got a whole 6-pack of that?
Yeah, a lot of people had it. I never had it, and it was just sitting there, and I was like,
I think I bought a single of that.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was
I was
alright.
actually surprised. It's only like a 5 or 6% beer. And then I
Y'all
also
had that?
Yeah.
the barrel aged
Yeah,
Neapolitan.
Big Shot Kristen gave us some one time.
Yeah, I had the what was that one from Three Floyds? They just did another IPA recently. Blood of the Sunset.
Oh, Blood of the
Yeah, it was
Sunsets,
just
right.
kind of okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever. Three Floyds. They do so many hoppy things, and they do it well too. So when they come out with one that's just kind of lackluster, it's pretty lackluster in my opinion. So I don't know. So what other kind of beers have you guys been having?
We got to try all the 2016 Bourbon County variants
Oh,
this
yeah.
weekend.
Sweet.
Yeah.
True.
How were
We
those?
tasted. The regular was good. The barley wine was really good. The coffee had great flavor, but the nose was kind of got that green coffee that suggests it's
Yeah.
not going to age.
Yeah.
And I did not care for the 2016 proprietors.
Okay.
Which is
It's Chipotle
Was yours kind of
and
smoky?
cocoa nibs in a maple barrel.
Yeah.
And
Too
yeah,
smoky?
there was there's just too much Chipotle for me.
Yeah. Too much pepper. Yeah. A lot of
And it
people.
wasn't
Have you
like
had
it
that?
wasn't like too hot to drink. It was just too much of that pepper. Flavor.
Yeah.
Did you have that, Matt?
Yeah, I had it over Fobab.
Yeah.
They had it on tap over there. A lot of people were saying the exact same thing. So, I think
Still
Bourbon
better
County.
than the 2015 proprietors.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, I don't say they're falling out of favor with Goose Island and Bourbon County Stout, but I think people are starting to be a little more scrutinizing with what they put out. Just because of all the infection issues and stuff.
But the
last year.
regular people like this year. Is that true
yeah.
or not true?
The regular was fine. We did a 2015 and a 2014 regular alongside of it, and the 2015 beat them both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been hearing some variation on some of the bottles. Still, I heard at least 3 other people had regular Bourbon County brand stout bottles from this year that have been off to some degree, either like too thin or too bubbly, or just completely like not even like flavorful or anything. It's weird.
I opened a 2011 a couple weeks ago that just was amazing.
Oh yeah,
still.
All the old ones have been holding up really well.
But the recent ones, people are having more complaints about.
yeah. So,
I didn't buy any 2016, so I don't know what it would be.
I didn't get any either.
I didn't buy any.
Yeah, supposedly people are trading for that stuff. So
Trading for Bourbon County?
yeah, well, it's
Isn't it everywhere?
well,
but in small
no.
quantities.
Well, it's they. Todd
I
knows,
bet you
they
go to
dump-
some grocery in California. There's probably stacks of it on the floor.
there are.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have nearly as big of a batch this year. They had to dump a lot of it just from other consistency issues or whatever. So I don't know, man. And I had some meads too. I've always got to throw a couple meads in there.
What meads are you drinking these days?
I had a red and a black Agnes from Schramm's, but that stuff's
Yeah.
I hear a rumor of a red Agnes deal that might be going down.
Yeah. I think Lexington might get a little bit
Yeah.
flooded with some red Agnes coming.
I'm trying to get in. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to be in on this deal.
It's good stuff, man. Yeah, you'll definitely definitely enjoy it. It's definitely worth it. So. What's this stupid smile on your face? I just like waiting for you to like put your fingers together and be like, my plan is working
My plan of
perfectly.
expensive alcohol is working very well.
Jeff's got this dumb smile plastered on his face, like looking around like all seductively.
Yes.
So anyways, man.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I think everybody saw, one of the most prolific, popular breweries in the country, Toppling Goliath, out of, is it Decorah, Iowa? Mm-hmm. They have some of the most highly sought after beer. KBBS, Kentucky, was it Brunch Brand Stout? and the Assassin Imperial Stout.
You've had these beers, haven't you?
Yes. I actually haven't had Assassin.
Have you all had these beers?
Neither of those.
I've not had any of those.
That stuff will sell on the, I guess, the black market, as it were, the
Right.
secondary market, for stupid amounts of money. People paying, you know, over $1,000 for like a.
We were talking about it
bottle.
earlier. $1,000 for a 12-ounce bottle.
Yeah, and I'm not, you know, I know we're not supposed to talk about price stuff. I'm not trying to promote it. I'm saying how ridiculous.
This is
it actually
actual reporting we're doing. We're doing journalism
This
right
is
now.
investigative
Investigative journalism.
reporting,
This is like
yeah.
stuff that Kentucky.com should be hiring us for.
yeah. Us rectitarians. But
Oh man, I love that people are talking about rectitarianism again. That's awesome. I thought that religion was dead, but it's alive.
resuscitated.
Resuscitated.
You created it 4 weeks ago. But yeah, so they do a lottery system, and you submit your name, and if you get chosen, you get to go to the brewery for their release party or whatever, and you get the glory of getting to pay for the retail price on this beer. You get 2 bottles of the Assassin. One bottle of the Kentucky Brunch Brand Stout or whatever, and that's actually a 12-ounce bottle,
Right.
whereas the other ones are 22-ounce bottles. And you get a glass, and it comes
2
in like,
glasses, I think, right?
well, yeah, it's like a box
In a
set.
box, and the price is
I guess I can't say that
pretty
price.
high.
Yeah, it's
not as high as secondary, but high.
no, yeah, and it's skyrocketed from when it first came out, and it just
Because-
slowly gone up and up.
I think they used to have a club, and if you remember the club, you got it as part of the club. Because
Okay.
I remember when I went to the brew pub a few years ago, I was giving a talk in Northern Iowa, and my friend drove me up there, and we went to the brew pub, and I saw someone with the KBBS bottle getting it from behind the bar. Like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, can anybody get this? And he's like, nope. Gotta be in a club, man.
Yeah, and I think I remember
Yeah.
you mentioned that before
Right.
a long time ago.
And so now, I guess, I don't know if they're still doing their club or not, but this is a whole new thing where now they've realized, obviously, the potential
Yeah.
of making some serious moolah on this deal, more than they were making when they were selling it at regular prices.
Well, there was recently another brewery that's really popular, Cigar City out of Tampa in
Right.
Florida. They have a very, very popular beer as well. It's their Hunapu Imperial Stout aged in 2 different barrels. I think it's like a rum and like an apple brandy, and they blend it together. When it first came out, it was so stupid popular that it just traded for ridiculous amounts on the secondary market. And it was an expensive bottle at the time for what it was, more than most bottles, but it was still, you know,
affordable.
Yeah. I mean, I could walk in, I'd pay for it, I wouldn't feel too bad.
Right.
The prices got so out of control, they re-released it for the first time this year since the initial release. It's so difficult, like, explain this without saying the prices.
I know.
They did it for a set price for the members, right? And I have friends that are members. And then after they sold the member allotment, they basically said, okay, members, if you want additional bottles, this is how much it is. And they doubled the price. And I know a couple guys that bought it, and that's fine. And a lot of people will get, you know, great beer out of it because it is.
But how many
a great
bottles
beer.
do you get?
I don't remember. I think
12 or 8.
No, are you kidding me?
Maybe six the most. If
Are you talking
want
about
extras.
double barrel?
Oh, no, regular.
Oh, I don't know about the regular.
Regular is like 12. You can
Yeah.
get an allotment of up to 12.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
even that price has gone up.
I guess. Yeah. I haven't paid too much attention to that one, but yeah, the double barrel one, that beer specifically, they sold the allotments for one price, and then they sold the extras for double the price. And I was just sitting there thinking, you had just told, you know, these people that this is what your beer is worth, which was already more expensive than it was in years past. And then you're saying, well, we want to double it for everybody else, or, you know, because we know that once we go public with it, people are going to sell it on the secondary market. And I think that is the factor behind these price increases, the secondary market. They know that people are going to sell it for 10 times as much. And logically it makes sense. They're like, well, why should we keep only making this much when we can at least hike it up this percentage
Right.
and make extra? So then fast forward to the one in Toppling Goliath. Theirs, I think, how expensive was, without saying, you know, the numbers, how expensive was KBBS back when you first?
I don't know how much it was. I mean, but I'm going to assume that the club membership wasn't anything outrageous in those days.
Yeah.
From a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really don't know, because you couldn't buy it in there. You had to be in the club to get the beer. It's like it's like when I was a member of the Lost Abbey Club many years ago. You could get Isabella Proximus and pay an incredibly reasonable amount as a member of the club. As much as I would go out right now and buy something super high end off the shelf was the price to buy it, and that thing on the secondary market also.
I'm gonna go. It's
crazy.
too difficult to discuss. I'm gonna go ahead and say it was
Right.
$200 for this box set. Okay, and you get.
Oh my gosh,
you get
dump.
three, yeah, you get 3 beers, you get 2 glasses or whatever, and so you divide that out, and like you're paying an arm and leg for this beer,
Right.
And it's the most expensive beer you can buy.
You're
at retail,
buying
in
36
theory.
ounces of beer.
Yeah,
No, excuse me, that's not right. 56 ounces of beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it feels like I understand where it's coming from because they're missing out on a lot of money. And maybe in one sense you're thinking, okay, well, if we jack up the price, maybe we can prevent secondary market, selling.
Well, you're not.
But and like on the flip side, I think from the consumer standpoint, you're basically saying, well, you're selling me 3 bottles and you're jacking the price up 300%. You're kind of forcing my hand to sell at least some of them.
2 things.
To cover the cost that I have to pay extra for.
I think one is that. So we know. So when folks are saying locally, okay, I'm going to enter this and lottery, and if I win, I might sell one of my bottles so that I can pay for the whole trip up there, plus the expense of the whole thing. The other thing is, I think it's also an unfair tax on the average consumer because you're basically saying
you're paying for what
we're taxing you, the average consumer who buys our products, who likes our products, for a black market that we can't control.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think that's fair? Do you think that's warranted to do that?
Unfortunately, this is just life, right? I mean, this is just rarity. This is the rule of rarity, that if something is so rare that most people can't get it, the price is good. For everything from Cabbage Patch Dolls, when we remember those things in the 80s, to
the Hatchimals
you weren't born
nowadays.
yet. Yeah, but back to up to beer, whatever now. I mean, anything that's rare, that's produced in a small amount, a small quantity, if a lot of people want it, like a super rich, chocolatey bourbon barrel beer, what can you do? Because whoever's willing to pay 4 figures for a 12-ounce bottle is out of their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, how good could it be?
That's insane. And I'm kind of with you. Like, from a consumer perspective, it kind of pisses me off that if I'm in position to finally get some of this, God has smiled upon me and I won the lottery, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to pay 5 times as much. I get aggravated.
But we kind of did this when I was in school, where I'd buy season tickets to Florida games, right?
Yeah.
For $36 for 6 games. Sell the FSU Florida game for $150.
A lot of people do that with the UK games.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't like I was getting that much, but I was paying back all the tickets and plus a little extra.
And that's the thing. Like, I see where they're coming from too. Because the secondary market is. It's so much bigger than the primary market for beer like this, This stuff doesn't ever see the shelf. It lasts at the brewery for a matter of hours. But like on the secondary market, that's where the real marketplace is. That's the only way you can get this beer. So I see where they're coming from too. I don't really have, an appropriate answer to combat that. Like, I don't know what you do. I hate
how it works.
But it's almost
how
like
rarity works.
It's like, is that a necessary evil now?
Unfortunately, Todd, you want to say something?
But the problem is, if they continued to sell it at the same cheap prices that they did before, the secondary market would still be as obscene as it is now.
Yeah. What if you ramp up production though?
That might be the problem of them getting.
Can they make that any serious production?
Well,
level?
I mean, a lot of breweries have. They
but
get
even Bourbon
really
County. I mean, Bourbon County is a great example. Now, it doesn't sell maybe in secondary at that kind of rate or at all. I don't know, since I've never looked. But even here in Lexington, with Goose Island owned by InBev, with all the barrels they own, which is what? They own more barrels than anybody? How many bottles of Bourbon County Stout can you actually buy on Black Friday?
Yeah,
2?
I'd be curious to see what. And again, Bourbon County is kind of a poor example this year because they've actually had to cut back production. But
normally you can get 2 bottles.
Yeah. But it used to sit on the shelves, right?
So regardless, that's just the game. So let's just take a short break and come back to this. This is WLXU Lexington Community Radio. You're listening to COCBLOK, the Coalition of Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky.
Welcome back to COCBLOK, the Coalition of Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky. You are listening in with Jeffrey, Matthew, Todd Worth, and Michelle. That's what Todd's short for, right? Todd Worth?
Yeah.
Todd Worth? And we're sitting here talking about beer. Price creep, secondary market price creep. We're talking about some local stuff.
We could call this greed in some ways. Greed.
Oh, greed. Yeah.
I don't know if you've been following on social media a picture that was posted. I haven't been over there since this happened, but a picture posted outside of Blue Stallion Brewing.
Okay.
If you know Blue Stallion, they don't own much of a parking lot. They have that little space where the food trucks and the picnic tables kind of go. Yeah. And then across the street, there's a parking area.
Yeah.
And I guess the landlord has decided to put up some cement blocks so people can't park in that parking area now.
Why?
That is a really good question.
Yeah.
Why, when you own a facility that you're renting out to a tenant,
Are you getting static?
I'm getting some static.
Okay. Anyways.
Then you're renting out to a tenant who's obviously paying their rent every month and doing well.
Yeah.
Blue Stallion's doing good business and needs parking, and you own a parking lot to try to squeeze more money out of your tenant rather than let the tenant be successful so you can collect your money every month, because the place next door you're trying to build up, guess what? Has no tenants.
Okay.
So why on earth are you squeezing out the tenant who's doing really well? That's the part I don't understand.
So the parking lot, okay, Blue Stallion, beautiful venue, by the way, always had an issue with parking. For a long time, that parking lot across the street, you couldn't park there.
Right.
Well, they said you couldn't park there, whatever. Well, and that parking lot's actually not even that old, is it?
That little lot across the street, no.
Yeah, they paved that not too long, because it used to be just dirt. And I remember trying to find a spot on the street, and that was like, it'd be in the middle of the afternoon and nobody'd be there, and I couldn't even find a spot in the street because you got like 4 spots to choose from unless you want to park,
Look,
like
it's basically a neighborhood.
Yeah.
That they're at the very end of a neighborhood.
Exactly right. So now they paved this parking lot. Did they pave that for Blue Stallion?
That was my impression.
I mean, that was my initial impression.
I would
anyway.
have. She owns that lot. The landlord who owns Blue Stallion's building.
So up until now, people were able to park there for Blue Stallion.
That's right.
And now the landlord has decided to renege, correct?
As far as we can tell, and you can't blame the guys at Blue Stallion. They don't want to go on Facebook and say anything because this is their landlord.
Yeah.
But as far as we can tell, she stuck cement blocks, so nobody can park there.
Yeah.
She could call in. We were right here at Lexington Community Radio.
If we knew how to use the phone.
859-721-5690, and we will try to figure out how to answer the phone if it rings.
Or if anybody has more insight, you can actually just message on Twitter or Instagram at COCBLOK, COCBLOK, and I'll sit here and look at it. But anyway.
But my understanding, and if I'm wrong, is that the landlord is looking for a little extra money for Blue Stallion to pay for that tiny little lot, which you would think you just let go because you have a facility next door that you want to be a place where
now will you keep mentioning
out.
This? Which facility?
So like the barn kind of thing next door.
That's kind of like
out Newton Pike.
If you're looking at it, it's off to the right. Yeah.
So right when you turn in from Newton Pike, there's a building there.
Yes.
So she owns that building.
Okay.
And I forget how old that piece was. I read in Lexington.com about how she wanted to turn that into an incubator for artists and businesses and whatnot. And I guess one business who was listed there is no longer going in there. Mm-hmm. A well-known business. But she owns this other property next door, which a brewery for the last couple of years has done fairly well in. And has got a good clientele, bringing in some money, obviously paying their rent. Why on earth would you close the parking lot to them and try to squeeze more money out of them rather than think I got a good thing going here?
Yeah, and I think that's bullcrap. Are you now? Are you suspecting that she's closing the lot in order to get that space filled so somebody else will take it over and use the parking lot, or
get Blue Stallion to pay for the lot?
Oh, okay. So you think she's just trying to get them to pony up,
pay more rent?
Okay, we do need to figure out exactly.
We need to figure that Corey or these guys need to call in.
Yeah.
But they won't because they don't want to look. They don't want to risk what they have there. I mean, the expense of moving your brewery is probably pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Right, and finding another space that's suitable.
Oh yeah. Well, especially and not only that, but you got your roots set up there, and everybody knows it's
a
right
cool
there.
spot. It's right in the little area. There's West Six is down the street. If that other place ever actually started brewing at Chase, you have another brewery over there.
Yeah,
which I guess they'll never brew at Chase.
Yeah, I've heard some things that's going to happen there.
I don't know if they have brewing equipment anymore, do they?
Do they get rid of their brewing equipment?
They might have.
Yeah, over at Chase Tap Room.
Do you know the head brewer?
No.
I think we know him.
Well,
He's on COCBLOK.
I don't think they have a head brewer.
He's the one that Scuba always calls out as the head brewer at Chase Brewing.
Yeah. Anyways, so
but you got Wine Plus Market around the corner. You got what's the wine place across the street from there? Anateca.
We'll find out about that.
It's a good area to
I'll
be
ask. And it's like you said. I know. Corey and those guys over there probably don't want to get in a heated discussion.
Not in a public forum. I'm sure.
No. But it's good to hear both sides of the story. But that's kind of it's like poaching.
The phone is not ringing off the hook.
Have you even said the number? Do you want to try to give the number?
859-721-5690.
I have no idea how the phone system works.
Well, we have a phone in here. You can call in owner of this. I don't know your name is who owns these properties and defend yourself.
We don't know how any of this stuff here works.
We're gonna go and say bad things on social media.
Every single Monday we come in here and we just start jamming on buttons, like trying to get something to work and be like, "Are we on the air?"
I think if I hit this with my fist,
Something will start talking.
it will work.
There's a
yes.
robot inside that's going to start cursing you,
Yeah.
and then you'll just
There's
continue.
a lot of Gloria
that way.
Estefan CDs in here too, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you in? Is it? Did you leave those here?
Maybe
Yeah, I think
for
did.
you.
Also, some kind of lotion in here.
Oh my gosh.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now. So,
But anyways, I think this is a real issue, and it's maybe part of breweries. When you open a brewery, you obviously can't buy the. Well, I don't know if you obviously, but a lot of times you don't buy the property because you don't have enough capital.
yeah.
So you lease the property.
Well, the majority of most brewery
Yeah.
startups don't have that much money to
Right.
start out with.
You got to
unless
buy
you're
the
like a Rhinegeist.
fermenters and
Yeah.
all the equipment and the employees and whatnot. So you can't buy the actual space. But then this is what happens sometimes: is if you don't end up in a good situation, you become subjected to the whims of your landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody knows,
I mean, how are they going to move that
messages-
bar if they leave?
Oh yeah, the 9-foot tall bar.
You
The
got to
tallest,
keep the 9-foot bar now. I
the
think.
tallest bar in North America.
Yeah,
and
it's their
Europe.
identity. I can't. I actually have to get on a ladder
Yeah.
when I get to the bar. There's a little ladder there I climb up on.
Yeah.
Say, can I have a beer?
He's saying that because he's short. He's a short guy,
Yeah.
so he has
So,
to. That's fun.
It's a very anti-short bar.
I'm sorry.
I know. What can you do?
I feel your pain because I'm short too.
If you go to the corner, it's easier. It's not so
yeah.
tall.
We've been meaning to get Corey on here anyway.
Yeah, we
so,
should have him
yeah.
on here and see if he'll talk.
Yeah, if
about
anybody has any insight, you can message us on Twitter or Instagram at COCBLOK, COCBLOK. But until then, we'll do some more investigative beer,
Man,
beer reporting.
we're doing some serious journalism today.
Beer reporting.
Talking about
beer
religion, property values, price fluctuations. This is like
What?
What's the name of your religion again?
this is like the Bloomberg report today.
What was the name of your religion? I forgot.
Rectitarianism.
Rectalism.
Rectitarian. If you Google it, you'll find the website.
Erectitarianism.
There is a rec
Rec.
REC
Yeah.
Tarianism.
Rectile.
Rectitarianism.
Vegetarian.
We don't believe in wiping.
We don't believe in wiping. That's all you had to say. I'll remember that.
That's the
now.
religion.
And that just links to your long dead blog.
It's a website, man. It's like this is not a podcast. This is a radio show.
Everybody calls this a
Radio
podcast.
shows and websites.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so is that all? Is that your? I thought you were gonna have some more insight on the parking thing there.
Well, I think it's a serious issue when you think about people who set up so West Sixes would be the difference in this game, right? Because they actually own their building.
Okay.
Whereas Country Boy, Blue Stallion, Assume Ethereal,
All
Mirror
renting.
Twin, we know for sure.
Renting.
Rock House, I don't know if they own that facility or not. We
We
didn't ask them.
Think they do.
They did own that. They do. Own
I think
that
they do.
building?
Yeah. Well, because they've been talking about. I can't say that 100% though.
Yeah.
But they've been talking about adding a lot of stuff.
But it's an
into the
issue
lot,
if you
so-
don't own the building. What do you do if your landlord starts giving you a lot of business in one way or the other, making you feel unwanted? Do you move? How do you move?
See, there's got to be something more behind that because. I mean, what you're
the
what you're
cost of
saying,
moving.
but it's a good point. Like, why, if you were the landlord, why would you?
Why
do
do
that?
this?
But that is the point. Maybe there is something behind it. Maybe there's something that we don't know. Like, why is she doing
It's
that?
not a high I mean, if you look at the area over there at that very corner and then look across the street, it's an
Yeah.
area that's ripe for development. But I don't see a lot of people moving in right away.
No.
So if you have a good tenant, why would you do things to antagonize your tenant? That's the problem. That's the thing I don't understand.
Yeah,
here.
well, and it also sets groundwork for any future tenants that see how
Right.
you treat.
Okay, so let's
the
say you
landlord.
drive Blue Stallion out.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck with this facility, and I don't know how many square feet it is. It's not a small space.
Yeah.
And it's
No.
been set up as a brewery, so it means it has to be totally redone by the next tenant that comes in.
Not to mention
and you got a bad rep.
they've put a pretty penny into
Right.
developing that place, like with all the wood everywhere and.
Look, you can't just go in there and open a furniture store. What are you going to do if you take over that place?
Yeah, how many businesses need a 9-foot tall
Right,
bar?
right.
Yeah.
And drainage and what the hell, man? What are you going to do in this place? Who's going to rent this place from you? And another brewer? No, because they're going to look at you and go, "No, I'm sorry, that's not going to work out."
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, well, we'll find out more about that.
We'll do some investigative reporting.
We're gonna have a whole like criterion when we're done here, and I want to have some homework for you to do.
Or maybe they just have somebody else lined up that wants the space and is willing to pay whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I wonder
silly
what their
price.
rent is.
I don't know. Can't discuss price though.
Heard it's
Okay.
really
All right.
expensive.
I'm a bad, yeah. Okay, we're listening to COCBLOK, the Coalition
yes,
of
you
Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky on 93.9 WLXU FM. Hey now, welcome back to COCBLOK, the Coalition of Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky. I'm a guy sitting across from Matt.
And I am Matt. And we're talking about beer and some very pertinent issues.
Sorella
with the beer.
Gelato.
Is that what that ad
That was
was
what it was
for?
for.
Some very pertinent issues around town. With
Which
the
Matt doesn't
parking
think is
and-
important, but it's important.
I said it was important. I said we need to be more informed. We have to do some more
We're
sleuthing.
starting the conversation.
We need to do some more.
We're getting the
sleuthing.
conversation started. Let's
Yeah.
get the conversation started.
Join
Okay.
the conversation.
People don't know about the issues. We're getting the issues out there for people to think about and get upset about.
That's all we are. The pot stirrers.
We're the pot stirrers.
We
We're
just want to
stirring
stir
the pot.
and we want to piss people off.
That's right.
So, but today is a good day to be drinking because Prohibition was repealed. Not today,
Prohibition.
literally, but how many years ago?
83.
That's good
83
math.
years ago.
That's good
yeah.
math. 1933.
Jeff was only about 26 back
That's
then.
right. I remember those days.
Yeah.
We were drinking near beer.
What didn't they? There was a way you could label it so that way you could sell it, like for medicinal purposes.
For medicinal purposes
Yeah,
only.
yeah. As long as you use it for medicine.
As long as you poured it in people's open wounds, it was legal.
We need to start doing that nowadays.
Start.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I saw
Just
you at that party a couple
just
weeks ago, man.
Take a bath in it.
You were out of control.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So happy Prohibition
Happy
Day.
Prohibition,
Or whatever.
Repeal Day.
Happy Prohibition Repeal Day.
When I lived in Missouri, it was great to go to Schlafly every year because they would do this thing called the Repeal Festival.
Yeah.
And they would invite brewers who don't normally distribute in Missouri to Schlafly. The first one I went to was New Albanian, was one of the guest brewers.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a big deal. Like, oh, it's New Albanian. Like, we've heard of these guys out
Yeah.
of Indiana. Now they're like, who?
Are they out of business now?
No, they're not. But since he sold the business he sold it to his ex-wife.
New Albania is out of what part of Indiana?
It's New Albany, Indiana.
Okay.
You don't really hear a lot about that. It seems like the whole craft thing has kind of just passed them by here in
Yeah.
the
Well, they-
southern Indiana, Kentucky region.
Now they were purely bombers.
You guys been there, right?
Well,
Well,
we
that's the
tried to
story.
go there once, and
We were at
we got there
Forecastle.
and they were just closed.
Oh,
Really?
the pizza place or the restaurant when he had the restaurant?
The one that's like the converted gas station
Yeah.
looking building.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We
the.
just hung out for like 15 minutes and nobody showed
Nobody's
up
there.
and nobody answered the doors, so we just
How long ago was that?
That was Forecastle like 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
Okay. So not
maybe
that long ago.
2 years ago for Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know where that one is.
Yeah, I'd heard some kind of rumors here and there that they weren't doing all that well, but
He sold it to his ex-wife so he could run for mayor
literally,
of New Albany, and
Really?
then of course he lost.
that's how it plays out.
Yeah, he was one of the speakers at the first craft writing conference.
Okay.
Roger. He was very funny online. He used to be very funny and very
Yeah.
antagonistic online. But they used to send their beers here, and he got into a thing with his distributor, and they stopped. And then just don't hear much about their beers anymore.
You never want to see a craft brewery not do well, but they did the whole bomber only principle.
They were bomber only, yeah.
large bottles. I've had lots of stuff from them. It was all good. Never blown away by anything.
Optimus was
Good.
it was definitely one of their more popular beers.
Yeah, I like the
Latour.
one with the mermaid on the bottle. A lot of people
Oh,
didn't like that one. I
that
liked
was
one.
a
the Dirty Girl or something like that.
that was a wasn't that a McKellar collab or a Destruce collab?
I think so. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
but
The Dirty Blonde, no, Dirty Girl, Naughty Girl.
Naughty Girl. That's yeah.
I'm pretty sure Naughty Girl was originally a collab.
Okay. I like that one. I like
Yeah,
that one too. I maybe bought 2 bottles of it, in all the years that I've been
The
drinking
Jackson
craft.
barley wine was pretty decent.
Yeah.
We also did some pretty weird. We did one thing of agave that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think his brewer left. And
Yeah, they just kind of faded out, didn't they?
faded out. He used to do that thing when I lived in Missouri. I remember because you'd see he would do the gravity head thing. You're like, holy mackerel, that looked cool back then when he would do all. They still do it. Maybe I don't know since he left the brewery
Yeah.
where they would do all high end beers.
Mm-hmm. I mean high end as in
ABV?
Like, yeah, high strong beers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little side tangent here. Have any of y'all been to Pivot yet?
Not yet.
Pivot Brewing is I guess they're doing ciders.
I have some friends meeting up
Cidery.
there tomorrow that I don't know if I'm going to join them or not. But
I actually went to go meet a friend. It just made me think of this. We're talking about breweries that are closed. I actually was meeting a guy. We were talking about some business stuff. And he's like, "You been to Pivot yet?" I was like, "No, I want to check it out." He's like, "Me too. Let's go over there." We went over there during the UK game, UCLA, right in the middle of the game. I figured they'd be slammed. I was afraid we wouldn't get a seat. We went in there and they were closed.
They were closed during a game?
They were closed during the game.
What?
No one in the parking lot. No one even in the building.
This is Saturday.
It's all windows, so you can see in there. None of the lights
Wait.
are on or anything.
Saturday.
Officially open yet?
They've been open.
Yeah, people have been posting drinking at their bar and everything. I don't think they're
We're
making
talking
their own stuff.
No, not yet. But we're talking about a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
When a local sports event is on.
Yeah.
Why are you closed?
Yeah, they
Maybe
did
had tickets.
They got tickets, and that's why they're at the game.
They got 2 employees, I guess. But
That's not good business.
no, and again, maybe there's more to it. Maybe they've only done a soft opening. Maybe they haven't done a grand opening.
No, they're
maybe
open during the week. I know that, like
Yeah.
around 4 o'clock or so. Just like Rock House is open some days during the week.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have been posting there that they've sat down and had some stuff.
No,
that they
we
have
know
on
people
taps.
have been there
Yeah.
who reported
So
back.
I can't explain that. Maybe I need to ask them why the heck they were closed on the
That's-
Saturday afternoon during a
Saturday
UK game.
afternoon,
During a
particularly
UK
during a UK game, is not a good time to be closed.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And as I was in there, a car was in front of me, pulled in, oh, they're closed, pulled out. I pulled in, pulled out. As I was pulling out, another car was pulling in. I mean, they could have had quite a bit of business.
And not a good way to start because people remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They're like-
I remember that, and I just talked
They're
about
like,
it on the air.
oh, right, I tried that once. It was closed and I didn't go back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
not a good start.
Maybe they
I don't
could
know.
call in and explain that. That
Yes,
would-
we
On
are
the phones, it don't work.
859-721-5690. The phones are open, everyone.
Hopefully.
I don't see any
Not really
lights
sure.
on the phone.
So, anyways, for this day, this is also Todd's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yay.
Yeah.
A spry young man.
Yeah. And you got some fun beers lined up for today, maybe?
Yeah. We're going to go home, and my wife Michelle here is going to make up some sushi, and we'll have some Schramm's ginger mead, and then
Nice.
we're gonna open up a 2014 Mother of All Storms, a beer. It's great, and I've never had one before.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never had one?
No,
It's fantastic. Fantastic.
great.
fantastic brew.
I got it from. you
Oh,
guys.
was that the one that I? Okay,
Yeah.
that's we did that group
All that
order
year.
back in the day. That was was that 2 years
That's a
ago? or
great
was that a year
beer.
ago? Okay,
That is a great
I
beer.
totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's a fantastic.
Can you
one.
still call the brewery every year and order a case of that stuff?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
That's actually how I
somebody
got.
got
That's how I got.
Somebody
I did that one year.
last year, too.
Yeah, one of my buddies actually lives up there, and he got us those cases or whatever.
You used to be able to call directly to the brewery, and as long as you live in a state they would ship to, they would send you a case.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
nice.
ended up having to proxy through 2 states, but yeah. I'm a huge mead guy. Obviously, I keep talking about that. I love the ginger stuff. You've had the ginger? I'm assuming. There's a lot of people that are. You got to like ginger because it's loaded with it. I got a bottle for you.
I know you sent me a pic one day, and I like sure.
I forgot. I got that.
And I just figured you drank it or something.
Well,
Like,
every
that's
time
all
I go home and I look at my all my beers and I see that bottle there, I'm like, oh, I really got to get that. Jeff, what was that, like 6 weeks ago?
It's all right. I figured you probably drank it one night when you were naked and drunk
I see
at
you.
home.
I literally see you every week.
watching Green Acres on TV or something.
Yeah,
He's like-
Green Acres. That's the place to be. I keep seeing that, and I keep telling myself as soon as I get home, I got to get this to Jeff.
There you go.
And then now I see you, I'm like, oh, I still still haven't given it to you.
Cool.
So
It won't go bad.
one day you will get to try it, and you might like it. Do you like ginger?
Yeah.
He's like, I would if I could try it. Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like a good. So is there anything between the ginger and the mother, or just going from the ginger to the mother?
I don't know.
That's up to him. It's his birthday.
That mother of all storms, that should be like the last thing, maybe.
Yeah, that'll be
Unless
the-
you got
that'll
something
be the
even bigger
dessert
than
beer.
that. Yeah, that's the nice finish tonight.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I've had a bottle of that by myself. Before.
Which one?
Mother of all storms.
Oh, okay. That's your dessert beer.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
That's a good way to finish
Yeah.
the
You
night.
can finish off with
We
a
had
bourbon.
we had some this afternoon already because we went to Mirror Twin, and by the way, their new beer, the gang makes a
Mimosa, yeah.
really good.
Super
Is it really?
Really
That's
good.
Now that's a
Yeah.
wheat beer with what?
It said
Mango
wit-
and pineapple or
It
something?
said wild wheat beer, but it tasted like pineapple orange juice to me.
Is
Yeah.
it wild?
Dead.
They said they used a yeast that they got out of a batch of mead that somebody made that went bad because yeast got in the mead.
Happy
Okay.
days.
They propagated that yeast and they put that in this.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
It's super juicy.
Okay, but it is. They got pineapples in it. Is it mango also?
did they put pineapple
Yeah, I
juice
think
in it? It
it's-
tasted like it.
Yeah,
It
I think they had
definitely is.
pineapples and mangoes, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just what I saw online. Yeah, I need to try that.
Super good.
Yeah, I'm trying not to drink for at least a few days, just because.
Because you're vegetarian now.
Because I'm
But our
eating-
fast was on Sunday, buddy.
Is it really?
Yeah, you got to keep.
Nobody tells me these things. Why didn't you tell me before?
They're doing a tap takeover tonight of Monica and Akasha beers at Mirror Twin.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to start promoting more events on here.
That's going on. We did promote, which y'all went to later in the day, the coffee day at Country Boy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went.
How was
She
that?
went- I didn't go.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just went, Michelle?
Kristen and I went over there.
Yeah.
In
How
the
was the beer
morning?
this year? I've heard a few people saying the beer wasn't as coffee forward this year as it has been in the past.
You know, I can't help but think about last year, and I just that Oh gosh, it was so wonderful
Last year's, yeah, it was fantastic.
Not quite the same, but they did have a huge variety of coffee beers. I mean,
Okay.
they had their IPAs. They had a massive amount of different types of coffees. So, if you were into coffee beer, that's where you needed to be for sure.
Did they do breakfast again?
They did do breakfast. There was we saw quite a few people. I know Tim was in line, and John and Kelly, and all the normals were in line for it. But breakfast was gone by the time we got there.
Really? That was always the kind of thing that I thought was really cool, that they opened really early and started making pancakes and stuff, and whoever was cooking the breakfast usually was too drunk to like make it like any good, but it was just like fun to be there eating breakfast, like
Yeah.
7 a.m. or whatever at the brewery.
Yeah, I
So
think they had Suggins did it this year.
oh, okay, so they actually it was like catered. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I don't
cool.
think they're actually doing
Sweet.
it themselves anymore, which
That's probably better. It's
Maybe.
better food anyway. That's cool. Yeah, I want to swing by there and at least I try to get a bottle every year since they started
Nate's?
bottling. Yeah, the Nate's
Yeah.
coffee. It's like I love last year's. I thought it was fantastic.
Nate's
I was
has
actually
always
surprised
been
how
one
good
of
it was.
my favorites that they've done.
Yeah. So this year's not as coffee forward, maybe.
It was a really heavy it's cold coffee. It was good cold coffee, but
Okay.
it wasn't last year's.
Okay.
And that's
Yeah.
okay. It doesn't have to be last year's,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
last year's was something
Yeah.
fresh.
I'll go down there. I'll get some Nate's coffee and we'll get some mimosas and that'll be it for me.